Hello, this is Dr. J back with some more Let's Play Combined Arms. We are now on Mission 3, which I'm going to be doing for the second time. So, based on the feedback that I provided in my playthrough of the first 3 missions, the developers of Combined Arms have made some tweaks to the missions and released a new version. So I am now playing version 0.83 Dev Test 58. First of all, it's very commendable of the developers to take feedback into consideration and be willing to make changes and tweaks based on it, so that's really awesome. Secondly, although it sounds like they made changes to pretty much every mission, I'm not going to do the first 2 missions over again, although they have been changed, I'm made to understand. For example, apparently Mission 2 now provides more time in between the convoys appearing, which to me sounds like a good change. But I've already completed those missions, and although, you know, they were fairly hard, they weren't yet outrageously difficult, so I'm actually going to start over from Mission 3. I'm going to go ahead and just delete my original Mission 3 video, and this will go ahead and just be the new video for that. So, this is where we're picking up from. I will just sort of assume that if you're watching this, you didn't see the original Mission 3 video, so we'll go ahead and read the briefing and all that. It says, alright, and this is Deliverance. We have been contacted by forces belonging to a group calling themselves the Global Defense Initiative. Although we have no knowledge of such an organization, we have reason to believe they can shed some light on everything that has been happening. A GDI base apparently materialized inside Soviet territory. Their commander was taken prisoner, and they are soon to be overrun by Soviet forces. Take a detachment to find the base and, assuming this is not a Soviet ruse, defend it until reinforcements arrive. With their commander captured and their chain of command in disarray due to the temporal and dimensional upheaval, I think that little bit of text actually might have been added in response to a comment I made about how just because their commander was gone, there should be a second in command who could take over. But, alright, cool, so I guess they addressed that in the briefing. The GDI forces have agreed to follow your orders. Once our position is secure, locate and rescue the GDI commander. We don't know yet if we can trust these people, so remain vigilant. Hopefully we have found ourselves a new ally, and rescuing their commander is surely a good first step towards securing such an alliance. Alright, so the first time I tried this mission, it was sort of insanely difficult, and the developer confirmed that based on his calculations, it was probably the most difficult of the first 10 missions. So he says it's been toned down. I expect it to still be quite hard. It's completely fine and expected that mod missions are harder than the original missions because presumably, if you're playing a mod, you cleared the original game. So it's sort of expected that they're harder. But I found Mission 3's difficulty curve to be a little on the bananas side. So let's see if it has been reduced to what I would consider a more reasonable level. Alright. Alright, let's not forget to put mechanics in our IFVs. Okay, you know what, let's just restart the mission because I forgot to do that. And doing that in the middle of a fight is probably not advisable. It is pretty cool to play Act on Instinct, which I think of as very iconic Tiberian Dawn music, and I kind of associate it with GDI. Using that as the track for the mission where you are introduced to GDI is pretty cool. Alright, getting myself reacquainted with the controls here, and I'm also using a new mouse that I'm not sure I like it very much. The responsiveness on it feels weird. So if I play terribly, that's going to be my excuse, that I'm not used to my new mouse, and my new mouse kind of sucks. We'll make do. If it honestly becomes a problem, I'll maybe switch back to the one I was using before. Okay, so they are indeed under heavy assault by Soviet forces. Let's start getting things repaired. Alright, it's probably inevitable that we'll lose a defensive structure or 2. I'll start by building another couple of harvesters to get some economy going. So one thing that I tend to do, which I don't know is maybe not optimal play, but I just very much have a tendency to do it. In games where you control large numbers of forces and attack move is available, I tend to rely pretty heavily on just ordering my guys to attack move into the enemy, and I don't try to micro very much. Maybe I should try to do that more. That would probably improve my play. But, like I said, when I'm controlling large numbers of forces, an attack move is available, it's just something that I have a tendency to do. I can make an attempt to do a little bit more micro and see if that helps. Is it just me, or does the music seem kind of quiet? It certainly seems quiet to me. Let's see. Okay, that's quite a bit louder. Let's go with this. I do want to be able to hear the music, because obviously the music in the original games is excellent, and the remixed music for this mod is superb. I had also completely forgotten... Well, actually, let's put a pin in that. I'll address that once we get our reinforcements. And, okay. Well, let's not worry about making upgrades when we can't even keep up with... or when our funds can't even keep up with our expenditures. Let's upgrade when our economy's going a little smoother. But one thing that I had just overlooked when I was playing through the first two missions is I had noticed when I mouse over an enemy unit or structure, it just says enemy unit or enemy structure. And so I just assumed that this little tooltip thing in the lower right would just not have information for enemy units. But it actually does. And I eventually noticed that, and then it was also pointed out to me in the comments. But I just wasn't even bothering to look down here. That's my fault. That's not really any reflection on the mod. But I can actually get that tooltip information about enemy units, which, for example, would have told me that that one screen building is anti-air only. I figured that out eventually, but I would have figured it out a little bit more quickly if I had been paying attention to that. Okay, so far this definitely seems quite toned down indeed. The attacks have been less frequent and smaller in scope. So yeah, this seems very reasonable so far. My production is actually outpacing the rate at which they're attacking me at the moment. Yeah, my original playthrough of Mission 3, the difficulty was a little nuts. The enemy attacks were so constant and so huge that all I could really do was tread water. Like, I really struggled even trying to produce stuff faster than they would just destroy my units with their attacks. But yeah, so far this is very, very handleable. So one thing I pointed out in my original recording, I'll point it out again here, since like I said, I'm just going to remove the original, is I noticed they're using the gray barrel for the GDI battle tank, as it's called here, which in addition to it having the, I don't know what that is exactly, some kind of rangefinder or targeting system, that little white thing on it. Together, those really help to distinguish the GDI battle tank from the medium used by the Allies. So, you know, the detail's subtle, but you can tell them apart from one another. And it got palette swapped here on the sidebar, so that if you have access to both the Allied mediums and the GDI battle tanks, you can tell the GDI battle tanks because they have that sort of desert camo look instead of the normal gray. So that's a nice little attention to detail there to make it so you can tell them apart from each other. I suppose I could... Oops. Yes. Sell a Z. I could also sell some of these unnecessary sandbags to get a little extra money. Not a lot, but every little bit helps. Okay, here we go. Here's a little bit of a more serious attack. Doesn't look like anything we can't hold off, though. Yeah, this is extremely reasonable now. I do think the attacks are going to ramp up when my reinforcements arrive, but assuming that they ramp up in equal proportion, it looks like the mission is just way more doable all around at this point. That said, the enemy is scaling it up a little bit now, but still pretty reasonable. And obviously in a defense mission, it is better when the enemy does attack you regularly instead of being one of those defense missions where you basically just sit back and hardly ever get attacked or anything. Let's get the Vulcan upgrade and then make some APCs. The track playing right now is not one of my favorites. Actually, it's one of my least favorites from the original soundtrack, just because it's basically just spamming on a grungy sounding guitar for the whole track. It's very heavy sounding. And that's not my favorite type of music usually. It's not exactly what you'd call melodic. No offense to anybody who likes this sort of music, it's just a matter of taste, but it's not generally my favorite. Obviously that is not a remark on the mod itself whatsoever. This is just a track from the original game. I also had speculated that maybe the really slow load times on save games, and I had noticed that the load times get longer the farther into a mission I save, and I speculated that with that behavior it was almost as though instead of a traditional save game file, it was actually recording a replay and then loading the game, literally loaded up that replay and started the mission from its initial state and then fast forwards through the replay data to get it back to the save point. The devs confirmed that is actually how it works. Now, this isn't the Combined Arms guys' fault, because that's original OpenRA behavior. So, like I said, not their fault, that's the OpenRA devs. And if an OpenRA dev happens to be watching this, like, I don't mean to throw any shade on you because you made a really cool adaptation of Command & Conquer, and major kudos to you for that. But that is the most ridiculous, stupidest way to implement game loading I've ever heard of. What were you thinking? Like, why? That is so dumb. Please, just make a normal save game file that can be loaded instantly. It just blows my mind that anybody thought that was a good idea. Oh, goodness. I feel qualified to say things like that because I'm an indie game developer myself, so I do have some experience in things like this. I guarantee you I could write a load game algorithm that would just load instantaneously. There would be no wait time. I got a little salty about it in one of my recordings that I don't think ever even saw the light of day, because I literally had a 10-minute load time, and that's freaking ridiculous. Like, OpenRA devs, please fix that. That's not really acceptable in any way, shape, or form. If it's just like a 1-minute load time, then I'll let it go, because that's first world problems territory, but if it's like 10 minutes, it needs fixed. It's still a first world problem, but it's legitimately annoying at that point. But anyway, I guess that's all I'll say on that. It's OpenRA guys who need to fix that. Okay, yeah, the extent to which this has... Like, it has been toned down more than my expectations, actually. I thought it was still gonna be pretty dang intense. Just slightly less intense, but actually, this is, like, way more manageable. So they really took my feedback to heart and toned it down. Okay, so we are going to need to go help out this MCV because there are Soviet forces. I must have made a mistake. I thought I ordered my guys down there, but maybe I then issued an order that overrode that. Okay, so is this the route to reach the ore? Actually, hang on. Has the map layout changed? The map layout has changed. Oh, okay. So the reason I got confused there is previously I think the MCV arrived like over here. Okay, I see. Fascinating. And I don't need to go rescue it this time. Okay, wow. They changed all kinds of stuff. Alrighty. Well, I guess I can just deploy my MCV in the middle of the base then. Ah, yes, there's the Vulcan cannon. Okay. That seems a little dangerous. That's kind of close to the front line. Whoops.
Unit
accidentally grabbed my window and moved it, which is not what I meant to do. I'm gonna blame my mouse. Alright, yeah, let's deploy it down here. Or down here even, so it doesn't get in the way of those harvesters. Okay, cool, cool. Now, let's start getting our base going. I suppose I even could have just deployed it. Well, no, because, right, I do want to deploy it in the base because of the limited construction radius, yeah. Okay. Now, I want to be able to build prism towers. I can already do so, I think because I have the comm center which stands in for a radar dome. So, in the original version of this mission, I was trying to build a wall of 6 prism towers, and they were just getting destroyed as fast as I built them. It was pretty crazy. In this case, I'm not sure I'll even need 6. I think maybe a wall of 4 prism towers and a turret and watchtower or guard tower 2 for backup should do me, it looks like. Oh, hold on. I'm going to want air defenses, I think, because the enemy did use some airstrikes in the original. I assume they still will. And in any case, you know, it's good to assume that your enemy is going to attack you in a variety of ways, so... No attacks from down here or over here yet, either. They were attacking from all angles in the original as well. They're mostly just, well, exclusively so far attacking from the northeast now. Oh, okay, never mind. They actually are attacking from that angle again. Alright, get over there, guys. Take them out. Not a large attack. Alright. I'm still being lazy and just attack moving all my forces everywhere. As I said, if it reaches a point where I'm losing a lot of fights, then I'll try to micro it more, but as long as this is working for me, I'll stick with this, because I'm lazy. And I really prefer not to have to micro like that if I don't have to. The form of micro that I am more okay with as a player is if I'm controlling special units like a Ghost in StarCraft or something that has, you know, really powerful special abilities and microing that. When I'm just controlling a huge army, like, oh-ho, right in the nick of time. Okay, glad to see they're still doing the airstrikes, because I wouldn't want them to have gotten rid of that by any means. Alright, my economy is maybe stalling a little bit. Okay, so how do I want to address that? Maybe I should finish setting up my defenses here first. What's my power situation? Let's build another advanced power plant. Alright, let's get the defenses squared away here. And then I'm going to see if... So, this is what I was saying earlier, something I had forgotten about OpenRA. By default, you can unpack your MCV and move it around. I had totally forgotten that. But yeah, I can actually undeploy that MCV and move it. Unlike in vanilla Tib Dawn or Red Alert. So, I think when I'm done setting up my defenses, I'm going to see about moving my construction yard down here and building some refineries closer to that ore. Okay, let's get our first prism tower online. I think a line of 4 prism towers should create a defense that basically takes care of itself. I do like to try to get to the point where my defenses basically are taking care of themselves and I don't have to babysit them constantly. And then I can focus on building an attack force. That's what I'd like to try to do. I expect to have to babysit my defenses, like, at first while I'm getting them set up. And maybe I have to do some special responses, but... having to constantly babysit them can become tedious. Doesn't look like I'm going to have to do that, though. Oh, they're attacking my harvesters, you swine. I'll be like the AI and just send everything. Actually, no, let's not do that, because that's dumb. We certainly don't need that big a response force for a few infantry. Okay. Also, I'm not sure if the AI still does that in Combined Arms. I'd venture to guess maybe it's smarter about responding to attacks on its harvesters now, but I'm not sure. Alright, fine. We'll put it there. Oh, and here comes the attack on this side. Actually, you know what? I should maybe divide up my force into a few different groups so that I don't have to send the whole force to respawn to issues. Alright, we lost our guard tower down there, but no big deal. Alright, fine. Kill the Humvees, I don't care that much, they're cheap. Okay. Downside is when I do want my entire force to respond to something, now I have to select 3 control groups. Okay. Let's, oh, something big just exploded. As long as it wasn't one of my harvesters, then that's okay. Okay. Prism Tower is still... alright. Oh, is it going to survive? Okay. No! Stupid MiG. How dare you. Fine. I'll rebuild it. Okay, the enemy's ramping up their attacks now. Honestly, I'm actually relieved. I wouldn't want them to have toned it down too far. Like, you know, still want it to be challenging. But yeah, the enemy's attacks are becoming a little more intense. That's good. Okay, I have tons of power. Like, way more than I need, by all appearances. Okay, I'll build, I don't know, a couple of pillboxes and a turret or two to help the prism towers with the defensive line. I didn't really put my AA guns up near the front, which maybe I should have done, but c'est la vie. Could build new ones, but I might be feeling too lazy. Oops. Dang it. I am legit blaming that one on my mouse. I moved it and it didn't move. I don't know about this mouse. It looks really cool. Honestly, that's why I got it, because it looks cool. But in terms of performance, I don't know about it. Like, sometimes it just feels laggy. I move it a little and it doesn't move. And it feels a little hard to be as precise as I like with it, but... oh well, it's doing good enough, I suppose. Alright, you know what? Let's, oh, I hear, fighting going on over here. Okay, they took out the guard tower over there. I was gonna say let's do something about that, but I'm moving my con yard, so I guess doing something about that means let's put some infantry there. Alright, now I'm assuming that the ore, yeah, the ore looks pretty accessible, so let's put down some refineries here, get more of an economy going, because what we've got going right now is not enough to support the rapid production that I'm going to want to build up a big attack force. I built these a little too far north to be able to put walls in front of them. If I were to redo it, I would not have this power plant here, I'd have it somewhere else. I'd put these a little more south and I'd put walls in front of them. But it's working well enough. Alright, you guys maybe come back a little closer to the base. Oh, don't get stuck with, like, no credits left to build you. Or needed to build you, I mean. Oh boy, that guy exploded. I was gonna see if I could cancel something. Oh, I could cancel these. Okay. That Gatling gun seems pretty good. I think that upgrade might have been worth my time. Alright, how best to place these? This is a little too narrow to have 2 abreast. Ugh, I don't think I placed this very optimally. Let's try one there, and then one here, and hopefully that'll do. Or maybe one here. Hopefully the tree doesn't cause it to... hopefully the tree doesn't block the path. You need repairs. I wonder if I still have my repair vehicle or if it got destroyed. I should probably pay more attention to such things. Oh, there's fighting going on here. Maybe I should respond to that. Okay, yeah. Now that the enemy has ramped up their attacks a bit more, this is feeling like a really enjoyable level of difficulty now. Like, I can't just fall asleep. They are attacking me from different angles, they're using air attacks, and they're attacking me fairly often, but it's not the utterly crazy, constant, huge attacks that it was in the original version. So this is feeling pretty good. I'm liking this. Okay, now I'm a little paranoid about power, okay? Now I should have quite the economy going, and I should be able to crank out a very steady stream of units. To the extent that I'm going to build another war factory to increase my production speed. And... oh, are these guys all dead already? And start building infantry as well. And hopefully with 2 refineries and then 3 harvesters on this refinery, I'll have enough of an income stream to support this rate of production. Now, if anything, this level of difficulty is probably a little bit too easy for a really hardcore player, like somebody who competitively plays 1v1s and wins over half their matches, would probably find this too easy. But for somebody who's sort of like a CNC veteran, but doesn't play enough to do competitive, I think this level of difficulty feels really good. And hard mode, I presume, will be the level that's for those elite 1v1 type players. So presumably if you're really good and this is just way too easy for you, just play it hard mode, and that'll probably provide a level of challenge that is appropriate for you, I imagine. Normal's feeling pretty good for me. Okay, so our objective is locate the GDI commander. Oh crap. Oh, well played to you guys. I did take a little bit of a gamble not defending this. And I wasn't sure if they were going to come down here, and the answer is yes, they are. Okay, so I'm going to need to defend that. Understood. That's fine. Oh, they sent quite the attack force down there. Alright. Fair enough. I'm going to need to rebuild that refinery, too. Well, no, not really. As long as I have that one, it's fine. Okay. I got a little complacent there, and I got punished for it. That was an advanced power plant they just took out, right? Let's put some defenses up on that front, then. Maybe they'll help cover this route as well. Oh, okay. Is that getting hit by a V2? Oh, and I hear the dulcet tones of MiG missiles. So yeah, the enemy has definitely stepped it up. There, that should be enough of a defensive line for the refinery expansion. I hear more fighting. Ah, over here. Yeah, I had the spare refinery, so I won't really need to rebuild that other one.
Unit ready. Construction complete. Unit ready.
Alright, you know what? I am going to explicitly play one of the Combined Arms remixes just because I like them so much. Let's do Radio 2. Funky. What is a command to select everything on the screen? I think Red Alert 1 had a command, a hotkey, I mean, the E key, right? In Red Alert 1? It's definitely not in this. The E key changed tabs over here. Oh. Ah. I have not really been using my divided up control groups whatsoever. Die, please. Thank you. Your cooperation is appreciated. Alright, this defensive line is holding. I don't think it would hold without all the vehicles to assist, but with them it's holding. Alright, a couple of prism towers up here, backed up with some number of turrets and pillboxes, and I think that we should be safe at our expansion base. Maybe I should lure them back into range of my prism towers. That seems smart. Oh man, my economy's ground to a halt. Maybe I should build another refinery. Now, the rate at which resources regenerate seems pretty buffed up in this mod. I don't know if that's OpenRA standard or combined arms, but even though this looks exhausted, those blossom trees will be regenerating fast enough to keep an economy going there. And I appreciate that, because these missions are fairly tough as it is, having to deal with a limited number of resources on the map that don't regrow quickly on top of it would be pretty annoying. Oh, I lost one of my prism towers here, because I wasn't paying attention. Whatever. I can't rebuild it right now anyway. Can move my construction yard back up in a moment. Get wrecked. Excellent. Okay. Oh, just in the nick of time. Of course, the massive army of vehicles that I have here probably would have been able to take care of it even if I hadn't made these defenses. Alright, let's get back up here. Oh, here come the MiGs. Uh-oh! Okay, I don't think he actually killed anybody remarkably enough. Pull back to the defenses, guys. They exist for a reason. Oh, I was going to build another refinery. Derp. Sorry, back down there. Oh, boy. Like, you know, I'm a CNC veteran. I've played RTS. I know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm pretty good, but I'm not a pro. I don't pretend I am. I make a lot of little mistakes. It's just because as much as I love these games, like, if I were to play enough to become pro, competitive, I'm sure I could, but it would require so much playing and practicing at a really intense level, explicitly, like, trying to tweak all the little elements of my playstyle and get rid of all the tiny mistakes. At that point, it wouldn't even feel like fun anymore. It would feel like work. It would feel like a job. And this is what I do to relax and wind down from my job, so that's no good. Get out of here. No one likes you. That's not true. Lots of people like the Soviet faction in Red Alert. But the Allies sure don't. Okay, so now let's pack up. I'm not even probably going to build anything from that helipad, but if it's a target for them, then great. Draw their fire. We are now playing the utterly ridiculous CNC 80s mix. I'm a fan just because of how silly it is. It's very funny. Alright, I can build all kinds of allied vehicles now. I might stick with just building GDI ones, though. I mean, you know, these for being tanky and their explosive cannons. Oh, nice try. The battle tanks for being tanky,
Ready.
and their explosive cannons.
Ready.
The
Unit
Vulcan APCs for anti-infantry, and MLRS for artillery. I
unit ready.
think that pretty much covers the bases. Well, it doesn't really cover mobile anti-air, though, does it? That's kind of a weak point. For that, I'd want IFVs.
Building.
Yeah, this is turning into a pretty big army. You know, I can probably attack with this now and get something done. All right, by locate GDI commander, I'm going to interpret that command as destroy everything.
Unit ready.
Oh wait, are the Vulcans anti-air, actually? Maybe they are. I don't remember.
Unit lost.
I've said this before, but the games with which I would consider myself very familiar are Tib Dawn, Red Alert 1, and Tiberian Sun. When it comes to Red Alert 2 and Tiberium Wars, I played them and completed them when they came out,
Ready.
but I haven't played them much since then, unlike the first 3 games, which I've played tons, especially Tib Dawn and Red Alert, even,
Unit ready.
you know, in all the years since they first came out.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
I know that that's unusual. I very much have the impression that Red Alert 2 is sort of the consensus fan favorite. And don't get me wrong, the gameplay is very good. Certainly not going to argue with that point. But story-wise, Red Alert 2 is just very, very silly. And I get it. I get the fun of that. And I do appreciate all the silliness and zaniness of it. Don't get me wrong.
Prepare.
Oh, that's very irritating.
Unit ready. Lost.
But I did kind of like it better in Red Alert 1, where it basically just played it straight. I did prefer that. And because Red Alert 2 basically just turned it into a big joke,
Ready. Unit ready.
I didn't get as into it. Like, I couldn't really get into the story, which is just deliberately campy.
Unit ready.
And so that's why, in my case, even though it's sort of the consensus fan favorite, Red Alert 2 is certainly not my personal favorite. It's basically the tone of the game. I like it when the franchise is a little bit more serious. And that's why I'm much more familiar with the first 3 games, and less so with Red Alert 2 and Tiberium Wars. Alright, that acts like it may be the enemy's main base, so let's not go straight there. Or maybe we should go straight there. Yeah, why not? Why mess with a bunch of subsidiary bases if we can just take out the main one? I should probably make this the primary building. I may be about to lose more prism towers. How's this attack doing? Guys. Get in there and blow stuff up.
Unit ready.
There. I'm just going to assume my prism towers are getting destroyed.
Ready. Unit lost. Unit lost. Insufficient funds.
Everything under control here. I actually didn't lose my prism towers. That's a surprise. So, yeah, this mission it's night and day. I was honestly expecting it to be slightly toned down, and was expecting to still struggle, but for it to now be doable.
Unit ready.
But no, it's more like
Ready.
it has been toned down a lot. But I appreciate that. It feels a lot more pleasant to play this way, at least for me. Like I said, a hard mode should serve the needs of those who, you know, want an insanely difficult experience. Power farm. What happens if I destroy all these power plants?
Prepare.
Get out of here.
Base is under attack. Unit ready. Unit
Okay.
Unit ready.
Wow, that went down fast. Let's make sure we keep on building stuff.
Unit ready.
Oh, what happened to my construction yard? Did I move it? I moved it. That's what happened to it. Okay. I really should keep better track of these things.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Insufficient. Unit lost.
Oh. Move back to the prism towers, guys.
Unit lost.
Get the evil kennel.
Unit ready.
Oh boy.
Unit lost.
From a gameplay perspective, it's really good to have units that can outrange base defenses like this, so that you can defeat players who just turtle and just build 800 million base defenses. So it's important to have that as a unit. From a narrative point of view, it doesn't make a huge amount of sense, because you'd think that you could build static defenses that would have better range than any sort of mobile vehicle. But since the gameplay just works better with mobile units that can outrange base defense, I'm certainly not going to complain about that. Alright, I think we found the major enemy base. But I think this force would get wiped out trying to take it, so let's pull back to here. Let's just park ourselves here to make sure they don't rebuild this, and prepare wave 2. Oh, you want a piece? You're not going to be so tough away from your base defenses. Alright, so these guys are all still alive. These guys are still alive. I wonder if the reason that my economy has slowed so much is because... Do these guys not automatically regenerate back up to half health in this mod? Sure doesn't look like it. Anyway, yeah, we've exhausted these resources, and even though they regenerate, that's probably slowing my economy. I remember there is an expansion point I can take up there, and that would obviously bring in more resources. I'm contemplating doing that, but I'm not sure. It doesn't feel like it's going to be necessary, but it would help. Maybe I should, to be honest. Just overwhelm the enemy, get such economy and such production going that we steamroll them. Since I don't really do much micro, just having massive superior numbers is going to serve me better than trying to outfight them at a tactical level. I had done that the very first time I played this mission, which was a recording that I just never showed at all. I actually had, like, this base, this expansion base, and then another expansion base up there. And even then, I couldn't really make progress. Like, the enemy's attacks destroyed my stuff as fast as I built it. And that's why I sort of complained that the difficulty seemed a little overtuned. I appear to have lost both of these prism towers down here. I should probably replace them. Are you guys even going to hold this? You're not. Alright, I don't... No, I can't lose this little base. It's kind of important. Come on, guys, get down there. Kill them, please. May lose this power plant. Not really a big deal if I do. Man, mammoth tanks are insanely tanky. Okay. Let's go north and take the expansion point that I think should be up there. Yeah, it doesn't look like the map has actually changed. Rather, they just changed where this MCV... Oh, okay. Well, that was sneaky. Right, there's a helicopter drop there. Well, that's quite annoying. Let's deal with them. This is a little annoying because I'm trying to get an attack together and they just keep hitting me. So, it's not going so great. Come on. Everybody just fend off the enemy so that you can go take that expansion point. There.
Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Okay, now, let's hope we can foray up to here. Now my cat has joined me. Oh boy. Okay, that was just my mouse bugging out. It does that sometimes too. It just weirdly jumps across the screen. It's really not very good. It looks cool, but it's not very good.
Insufficient funds.
Now I seem to remember there were some enemy forces up here, like a base guarding the expansion point. Has that been removed? And it's also possible my memory is wrong. There are some guards up here.
Unit lost.
Okay, ugh. A little busy at the moment.
Insufficient funds. Unit ready. Lost.
Okay, is that it? Looks like I took care of the guards. Alright.
Unit
Maybe go to about here.
construction lost.
Alright, there's clearly a V2. Oh, okay.
Unit lost. Building.
I'm gonna need pretty heavy defenses here. They're hitting it pretty hard, actually.
Unit lost.
And yeah, I really need this expansion. My economy is just slowed to a crawl, so...
Prepare. Prepare.
I had briefly wondered for the opening 10 or 15 minutes of the mission if it had maybe been toned down too much, but no, it hasn't. The enemy attacks are pretty ruthless now. It just took them a little longer to get going is all.
Ready.
Okay.
Preparing. Insufficient funds.
You know what? Let's
Unit ready.
stop unit production.
On offensive.
I need to focus on securing my base and then getting that expansion online. The production of the army is on hold, guys.
Construction complete.
Oh, okay. That's really bad. There we go. I actually ran out of power.
Building. Construction complete. Construction complete.
Alright. Go find and kill the V2, if you please. Yeah, the mission has really slowed down. It's going to stay slow until I get that economic expansion going. Hopefully, right now. Alright, obviously we're going to want an escort for this guy. Oh, Mechanical Man to cheer me on. One of the best tracks in the game. In any of the games. I won't say it's the #1 best, but it's up there.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Pull back a little farther.
Training. Unit
Okay,
Unit
now
building.
another couple of refineries up here to supplement these
Ready.
basically exhausted resource patches. And our economy should be online again. And we're going to need defenses here, of course.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Construction complete. Unit ready. Unit construction complete. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Alright,
Ready.
here we go. Took us a little while to get to this point, but I think we're coming back online.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Construction complete. Our base is under attack.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting about that drop. I need to keep some defenders over there.
Unit lost.
Let's just park some dudes there. Take care of it forever. Actually, these guys will do. Oh, great. I'm low power while that's going on. Which means my prism towers are offline, so that's not ideal. Surprised this position hasn't been attacked at all. I assume it's going to come under attack, but we'll see. I think this is Heartbreak, right? This is another track that wasn't included with the original game, but came out later. It's a very moody track, as you would expect a track called Heartbreak to be.
Construction complete.
Alright. Hopefully that'll be enough power for my
Construction complete.
defense needs, where... here they are. We can definitely resume the vehicle production.
Construction complete.
That should be a reasonable defensive line.
Construction complete. Unit ready.
Okay. Alright, fine. The enemy's not going to attack the expansion. Get down here and help defend the main base.
Unit lost. Training. Unit silos ready.
Oh boy, we're in silos needed territory.
Unit ready.
That's how flush we are.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Yes, sir. Unit ready. Prepare. Unit ready. Unit ready. Silos needed.
Okay. Build yet another war factory, speed up production even more. Actually, maybe another barracks first and then another war factory. Oh, I was right that putting a expansion base up here took care of the resource problem.
Our base is under attack.
Oh boy.
Unit ready. Construction complete.
That silos needed gets pretty irritating to listen to.
Unit ready. Options. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Dagnabbit.
On hold. Ready. Building. Unit ready. Silos needed. Unit ready.
I'm working on it, game.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Construction complete. Unit is ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Prepare. Unit ready. Silos needed. Cannot.
Seriously, shut up.
Unit ready.
I can't really do anything about it right now. I'm producing as much stuff as I can. Let me get some upgrades.
Unit ready.
Requires GDI radar. Oh, well, that got destroyed at some point.
Unit ready.
Sure, let's buy the hazmat suits upgrade.
Silos needed. Unit Unit prepared. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Okay. Both rifle infantry and minigunners, both bazooka and rocket soldiers. You know, I feel like that could just be the same unit. Is there a meaningful difference between them?
Unit ready. Silos.
Cost 100, there's probably is. It feels a little unnecessary to have those be two distinct units. I suppose the one thing that you get by having them be distinct units is you can use both of the cameos. Sidebar icons.
Primary building selected. Silos. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna have to put up with that stupid silos needed, because I'm not building even more factories. I mean, I guess I could. Ah, what the heck, might as well. As long as we're still outrunning our economy. Or rather, our economy is still outrunning our production.
Is under attack. Unit ready. Prepare. Units ready. Unit ready. Unit lost. Units ready.
Didn't I have a bunch of guys here? Did they all die?
Units ready.
I know the enemy lands an attack force there, so...
Ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready.
Okay. So... we may be ready for another attack.
Unit ready. Unit
Let's continuously produce... get wrecked.
Unit ready.
Let's continuously produce reinforcements and send them to the front.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Alright, let's see what we can get done with this force. And to cheer us on, let's play a remix of Drill. Seconds before It's Ridiculously Awesome, 0. Is ridiculously awesome immediately.
Is under attack. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Well, that's so annoying.
Primary building selected. Unit ready.
Go kill them, please. Good lord. Just want to attack. How did you even sneak by my attack force?
Prepare. Unit ready.
Alright. This mod does a good job of making me really hate my AI opponent because they're so annoying. I'm gonna look forward to killing them.
Unit ready.
Such a thorn in my side.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Looks like I intercepted another attack force they were sending my way.
Ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Oh, good grief, where did you even come from? Go kill them, please. Okay, they have a fleet. Maybe they're landing those forces.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Lost. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit lost.
I was hoping this might be a less guarded side entrance, but those hopes are being dashed. Didn't I? Oh, right, I started, silly me, to respond to that one attack. Oh, hi guys. Okay, I think the enemy must be attacking me, must be producing units from a base up here or something and attacking me with those. Oh my gosh, they're so helpless without my constant supervision. Alright, well, destroying their main base ought to put a dent in the enemy's constant attacks. They seem to have quite the surplus of power. Yep, their Tesla coils are still online. There we go, get wrecked. And now the con yard. Alright, let's continue cutting a swath through their base. Good grief. Yeah, they do not have any vulnerable sides. Take out their production. Probably shouldn't have the artillery leading the way, huh? We can at least make marginal attempts at micromanaging our units. It doesn't mean just get out of the fight entirely, guys. Alright, let's get this barracks. And this refinery. Okay. Almost kind of tempted to send this force to the north. They appear to have another base. Oops, I accidentally overwrote Control Group 1.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Oh boy, this silly theme.
Unit ready. Lost.
Is this a CNC Fang?
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready.
This theme is so ridiculous. It honestly feels a little out of place in a war game, but it's sort of like wow, I didn't know mammoth tanks can run over concrete walls. That's new. Not necessarily new to this version of the mod, but like not in the original games, that's for sure. Alright, let's consolidate our forces and attack to the north. I was thinking that the GDI commander would be here, because I was pretty sure this was where their main base was, but it appears I was wrong about that. But yeah, as I was saying, despite... Wait a minute, I do still have a GDI radar. That's odd. Oh, good lord. Someone go kill those annoying guys. Keep getting interrupted. I don't even remember what point I was trying to make anymore. Of course, the rocket soldiers were in the queue at that point. The worst possible thing to deal with that. I could have just canceled them, but... What? I have such an excess of power plants. Please kill this obnoxious little crap head. Apparently the excess of power plants is not excessive enough. Alright, I have had enough of your attacks, sir. They're very annoying. I know I'm low power, Ava. Thank you. Oh boy, my cat's moving around in my lap. Oh no, I don't want her going there. Hang on, that needs dealt with. No, 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 no. I don't want you walking around on my laptop. Cat malfunction. Actually, while I'm at it, hang on a sec. My nose is getting kind of... Okay, no, I need to deal with this. Cat, get out of here. Get out of my office. Okay. I'm going to mute myself real quick so I can blow my nose. My nose is getting kind of stuffy. Okay, sorry for that delay caused by a combination of cat malfunction and me needing to attend to that. Attend to my nose. Let's take out this enemy base. That's what I was going to say. Despite how out of place it is, actually because of how out of place it is, with all the war themes, all the war music, which feels more appropriate for the game. CNC Fang, and there's one other track whose name is just escaping me for some reason, but it's very much in the same vein. They really stand out. Like, they're very memorable because they're so odd. What was the other one called? It's driving me nuts now. A little bit of a bug there. That sound effect keeps playing even when... Okay, no, I'm not going to go through this. Oh, are they organized by game? Actually, it looks like they are. So, which means I just find the Tiberian Dom ones. Yeah, CNC thing. And what was the other one? Just Do It Up. That's it. How on earth was I forgetting that? Those really stand out just because they're so odd. But let's play Creeping Upon Remix. Alright, let's finish taking out this enemy base. Now, I don't know how much the enemy cheats with their finances in this mod. Maybe it's 100% legit, and if you take out their economy, they can't produce anything. Maybe they completely cheat and just have effectively infinite finances. I have no idea. But on the assumption that their finances are at least somewhat legitimate, I will destroy all their economy when I find it. Suspicious. Why would there be SAM sites there? I don't have my helipad anymore, but I can build a new one. Maybe I actually need that. Maybe the GDI commander is up here. Alright, I'm gonna continue sending my army on a killing spree. Okay, I think we can cancel production of new ground forces. The situation pretty much seems under control. Alright, yep. Don't need you guys anymore. Well done. And they're still producing something from somewhere, it seems. Or that was just a scripted drop. That's also possible. Was that SAM site just a red herring? Huh, that SAM site had convinced me there was going to be something up there. Oh, you blew up my GDI war factory. That is the one weak point in my defenses. I never really bothered to build defenses there. Huh, where is this guy? I've nearly searched the whole map at this point. Not quite, though. Build some longbows. At this point, air units will be best to rapidly scout the map, I think. It's interesting how in the original game, the Chinook is very flat looking. In OpenRA, they updated it so that it looks like it has more volume or depth. Well, something shot it down. Ah, a SAM site. Alright, well, let's send another scout this way. Those have to be scripted then, right? Either that or the enemy has an airbase somewhere. Well, they've still got some money to judge from the condition of their ore silos. Alright. Looks like my helicopter found something up here. Do I have to build a navy? Okay. Looks like I need a navy. Alright. Fair enough, I suppose. In that case, let's pack up and head down here. Let's be very insulting and build close to the ruins of the enemy base. Maybe I should destroy their sub-pens. That seems advisable.
Silos needed.
Yeah. I'll take care of it. Get out of here. Still kind of stuffy.
Silos ready.
That happens to me when I talk a lot, such as when I'm dungeon mastering a game of D&D or commentating a video that turns out to be very long. My nose starts to get stuffy. That's probably just a Dr. J problem. It's very strange. Oh, so there you go. Random, useless trivia about me. Talking too much makes my nose stuffy. Very odd. Alright. Let's build a naval yard then. So does this thing still have power? They must have quite the power farm on an island somewhere. Red Alert 2, Sea Scorpion. Yep, that is from Red Alert 2. Okay, this thing's at quite the annoying choke point. Guys, please kill it. You know, I was going to use my longbows to destroy their naval units, but if they have Sea Scorpions, that's not a good idea. Those are anti-air. Alright. I don't know how much of a fleet I'm going to need. Oh, they're giving me cruisers. That probably would have been helpful for bombarding the enemy base. Maybe I should have focused on building a naval yard much earlier. Alright guys, let's sail the friendly seas. I hear submarines. Okay. Looks like I'm going to need a pretty significant fleet. Where are my longbows? Where did I put them? Here they are. I don't know if they'll be helpful or not. Alright, let's not lose to cruisers.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Alright, well, while we wait for that to build, I'm gonna mute myself and blow my nose again. Good lord, it's stuffy. Okay. And obviously I'm going to need a lot of transports for my army. I'm not sure how tough it's going to be to take that last base. I could scout it. I'll probably lose all these guys, but are you serious? That's incredibly annoying. That's unreal. Whatever. The one frickin' thing I missed.
Naval unit.
Okay, whatever. They're just not going to get anything done.
Unit ready. Naval unit lost.
Where am I losing naval units?
Unit ready.
Did not mean to click that.
Lost.
There we go.
Unit ready.
Alright.
Primary building. Select unit.
Guys,
ready.
please fight back. Drives me nuts when my guys just sit there taking hits.
Lost. Naval unit lost.
Come on, break through, break through.
Unit ready. Naval unit lost. Naval unit lost. Unit ready. Unit lost. Naval unit lost.
Still not enough.
Naval unit lost.
This is where I wish I could speed up the game in-game. I put it up to maximum and just sit back and build a huge fleet.
Naval unit ready.
Fine. 2 more naval yards. Speed up the fleet production some more. Oh, this is turning into a long video.
Unit ready. Base.
Yeah, I no longer fear, as I did for the first few minutes of the mission, that it had maybe been toned down too much. No, this is still challenging.
Lost.
Oh my god. They're actually following me. Just die. It's so annoying.
Naval unit lost. Naval unit lost. Unit ready. Naval unit lost.
Okay, my entire fleet is sunk. Good, good.
Cannot deploy. Unit ready. Unit ready. Primary building selected.
Well, we just sit back and wait for the fleet to get built, I suppose. Not too exciting, but what can you do?
Unit ready.
The enemy has pretty serious control of the sea, so as we've seen, a little flotilla is not going to break through.
Construction complete.
Oh, good grief, just die.
Naval unit lost. Unit ready. Naval unit lost.
You know what? I think maybe a bunch of longbows to help
Building.
might be in the cards after all. Because they're literally destroying my fleet faster than I can build it, which was my complaint about this mission originally. It's getting annoying in a hurry.
Construction complete. Unit ready. Primary building selected. Naval unit lost. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Unit construction complete. Unit ready.
Oh my god. Die.
Unit ready.
Get out of here.
Construction complete.
Freaking annoying.
Unit ready.
Oops. Wow, my mouse really... I'm not making this up. My mouse just randomly jumps around sometimes. Before I do the next recording, I really might swap it out for a different one.
Unit ready.
This just will not do.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Alright, well, we'll crank those out as fast as we can. We're already cranking out the ships as fast as we can. Not much else we can do.
Unit ready.
I would save here, make a safety save in case something goes wrong with the rescue, but I mean, I'd probably be looking at a 20-minute load time at this point, so honestly, if I fail the mission, I fail the mission. I'm not going to reload. Again, that's not really the Combined Arms developers' fault, that's how OpenRA works, but it's just such abysmal load times, it's insane.
Prepare. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Let's listen to something else. So at least have a good theme to listen to while we build up the fleet. Let's do Subversion. Oh, did you see that jump? That's what I was talking about.
Unit ready.
Whatever.
Unit ready. Prepare. Naval unit lost. Unit ready. Naval unit lost. Unit ready.
I am at least outrunning the pace of their attacks. I am building ships faster than they're destroying them.
Ready.
Maybe I have enough of a fleet now to make some progress.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Lost. Unit ready.
Sea Scorpions are explicitly anti-air, so my helicopters won't be great against them, though when they outnumber them by that much, it's a different story.
Naval unit ready.
Alright, do you guys need to reload or something? I'm just so thrown by the fact that they never need to land that it's just bizarre. Oh boy, here we go.
Lost. Unit ready. Lost. Naval unit lost.
Okay,
Lost. Naval unit lost.
we're slowly breaking through.
Unit ready.
Helicopters are not proving all that helpful, but
Naval unit
every little bit to speed this up.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Lost. Unit ready. Unit ready. Naval unit lost. Naval unit lost.
I'm actually running out of money too. Oh boy, is it time to set up yet another expansion? Where is my construction yard these days? Alright, hang on guys. Let's cancel the aircraft. They're not impressing me much.
Naval unit lost. Unit ready.
Alright, another couple of refineries next to this huge ore patch.
Unit ready.
The mission has kind of become a bit of a slog at this point.
Unit ready.
It's like at this point I've clearly won, but the way the mission is designed, it's going to take me forever to take the victory. Which is not where you want to be in an ideal world. Once the player's in a position where it's pretty obvious that their victory is inevitable, the mission typically shouldn't take much longer to complete after that point. So I'll register that as a bit of a criticism.
Base is under attack.
This last part is just kind of tedious.
Prepare. Preparing. Naval unit lost.
Alright, well, let's make another attempt, I suppose.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Lost. Construction
I thought I had cleared the way up to this point. Maybe that was an enemy attack force I encountered.
ready.
Oh, hey there. Scripted landing. Get wrecked. That was satisfying.
Unit ready.
Okay. Well, I see another landing going somewhere. Where exactly, I'm not sure.
Unit ready.
Boy, my naval units are made of paper.
Our base is under attack.
That's impressively irritating.
Prepare. Building. Airborne unit lost. Unit lost. Airborne unit.
Oh, God.
Unit lost.
Well, I guess that answers the question of where that landing was headed.
Lost. Construction complete. Naval unit lost. Naval unit. Unit ready. Naval unit lost.
Alright, are they dead yet?
Unit ready.
I'm still reluctant to bring my cruisers up because I highly doubt I've successfully secured the water yet. I don't want to get them sunk.
Unit ready. Naval unit.
Good grief.
Unit ready. Construction unit lost.
Yeah, this is why. Look at all this. Holy crap.
Naval unit lost. Unit ready. Lost. Naval unit lost.
You know, I think of destroyers as good anti-sub ships. Is that still true in this mod? Am I making an incorrect assumption?
Unit ready.
Fast multi-role ship.
Unit lost. Naval unit lost.
Okay, yeah, it's still an anti-submarine ship. Yet another fleet has been sunk. This is seeming a little excessive. I mean, I hate to be very churlish and complain about the difficulty again after you toned it down, like, quite dramatically, and that's really awesome. But, oh my goodness. The number of sea units it's taking me to take this last island, it's a lot.
Ready. Construction complete. Unit ready.
And like I said, at this point, I'm in the position where my victory is clearly inevitable.
Unit
So this is just kind of delaying my victory.
unit
The tense part of the mission where I could possibly lose is pretty much over.
lost. Unit ready. Naval unit lost.
Alright, let's wait for the reinforcements to arrive. Pull back, guys. Okay, well now that we've got more cash flow, I suppose I can resume air production, even though the helicopters don't do much other than get shot down. I think they do a little damage before that happens.
Unit ready.
Alright, what is this, wave 4? We'll get there eventually.
Unit ready.
Do.
Unit ready. Naval unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Okay, have we broken through?
Unit ready.
We're at the point where we can start shelling their base at any rate, so that's a good start. Oh, here come the submarines again.
Unit
No, guys, the submarines are the threat. Go get them.
ready. Naval unit lost.
Maybe if I destroy these, the airstrikes will stop. That would be nice. Is that in range?
Unit ready. Unit ready.
I won't actually know if it's destroyed if I can't see it. Okay, the screen shook. I think that was it getting destroyed. Okay, we're finally making good progress.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Let's bring in some more air support. Oh, must have overridden these guys' control group.
Unit ready. Naval unit lost. Unit ready. Unit lost.
still more subs to break through.
Our base is under attack. Lost. Airborne
Guys, do something. Like, attack something. Good lord.
unit ready.
Alright, well, as usual, the helicopters just got shot down, but...
Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit lost. Naval unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Naval
Good grief. There's still so much I have to break through.
Naval unit lost. Naval unit lost. Naval unit lost.
Okay, we're getting there.
Unit ready. Naval unit
I am gonna say the number of submarines I have to break through feels excessive. Because there's no way I can lose once I'm at this point in the mission. This is just making it take forever. So this isn't even a difficulty complaint, really. This is just a... The mission is over. Please let me win complaint.
unit ready.
Alright, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Naval unit lost. Unit ready. Lost.
Okay. Yet another wave is arriving.
Naval unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Get their sub pen.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Did I accidentally put those guys in a control group with naval units? Oh man, I think we finally did it.
Unit
Let's bring up the cruisers. I think they're redundant at this point, but just for fun.
unit ready.
We're finally there. Okay.
Cancel.
Alright, we don't need any of this stuff. Ah, what the heck, I'll keep making the helicopters. They might even not get shot down now that literally everything has been destroyed. We'll see, they might find a way anyhow. Okay, but what I need now are transports.
Building.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well.
Unit ready.
Okay, I might need an engineer. I'm not sure. We'll see. Take control of prison. Yeah, that suggests to me that I probably need an engineer. Oops, sorry. That's my bug zapper. Forgot to turn it off.
Insufficient funds.
Alright. Insufficient funds? That's bad timing. Let's,
On hold.
Alright, we don't need any more of these.
Ready.
Ready and waiting.
The island is secure, I would say.
Unit ready.
Oh, I like that the transports actually bob up and down in the water. That looks nice. That's a good touch.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Oh, where did I build my engineer? He could have been built anywhere. Oh, Lord. Finding him is going to be interesting.
Unit ready.
Let's just build another one. I think that'll actually be faster than finding where that guy got produced.
Unit ready.
Oh, wow. They automatically open their bay doors when they're
Construction.
on the shore. I don't remember if that's a open red alert thing or if that's just combined arms, but it's cool.
Unit ready. Primary building. Training.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Unit ready.
I'll give those Soviets points for tenacity. They never give up.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
You got it.
They never give up.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, these transports are
Unit
full.
ready.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Reporting.
Let's go ahead and unload some dudes here just in case there's some kind of nasty surprise. I probably don't need any more transports.
Unit ready.
Thanks, that's enough transports.
Unit reporting. Affirmative. Reporting.
I would be so pissed if that was the one with the engineer in it.
Our base is under attack.
Awaiting orders. As you wish.
Is there a V2 bombarding that or something? Yep.
Preparing.
Another little mouse jump. No! Oh,
Vehicle reporting.
Mission failed.
I didn't tell them to do that, did I? I don't remember ordering them to attack the prison. Did they just do that automatically? Why did they do that? I don't feel like that was my fault. I'm sure I didn't order them to attack the prison. I don't know why they did. Alright, well, as far as I'm concerned, I won the mission. I'm not redoing it from scratch because that mission takes forever. The mission is way better than it was before. Again, it's really commendable for the developers to take that kind of feedback into account and make major changes, so major kudos. That's awesome. I had fun with the mission up until the point where I had to take control of the water, and then it just felt like a slog because I was no longer really under any threat of being overrun by the enemy. Like, there was no way for me to lose like that. So it just took me forever to build up a big enough fleet to power through what felt like 8 billion submarines in the water. So there, it's not really the difficulty I'm criticizing so much as by that point in the mission, I'm not threatened anymore, but there still takes forever to power through the enemy. Do with that what you will. Take it or leave it in regards to that feedback. That thing that happened there with the cruisers, I'm not sure what happened. Maybe if I rewatch the video, I'll see why they did that. Maybe there was a SAM site that I missed and they were shooting at the SAM site and they missed and they blew up the prison. But if that's some kind of bug, if they auto-target the prison for some reason or something, then that probably needs looked into. I assume I was basically done with the mission, but like I said, because the load times are so ridiculously long, I didn't even make a save, and I'm not going to play through an hour and a half again. I'm going to call Mission 3 a success there. If there's any like crazy twist that happens when you rescue the GDI commander, I guess I'm just going to miss out on that one. So there you go. Big improvement to the mission. Like I said, it was a good mission. I had a lot of fun up till that last part. Then it started feeling a little tedious. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move on to Mission 4. So that's what's going to be coming up next. I'm not sure what my upload schedule is going to be looking like for Combined Arms. So I don't know if there will be much of a gap between this upload and the next, or if they'll be really close together. But either way, up next is going to be Allies Mission 4. Hopefully you'll join me for that, and I'll see you then.